If you watch any Valorant warm-up routine or aim guide, they will always mention that you should be using Deathmatch in order to improve your mechanical skill and get ready for sweaty ranked games. I also mentioned myself in my perfect aim training guide that after completing this routine, I always perform 2 rounds of Deathmatch in a very specific way, and I also use Deathmatch in my warm-up routine that I'll be sharing with you in the future. When you tune into streams of Scream, TenZ, other pro players and coaches, at the beginning you'll always see them play a few rounds of DM, and then on Twitter they're going to complain how Deathmatch is an absolute waste of time and that it should be improved. This training tool definitely isn't flawless, but the reason why you're not improving from playing countless of hours of Deathmatch is because you don't know how to properly use it. So today I'm here to explain a few ways that you can use Deathmatch to get the most efficient practice to improve at Valorant. And if you don't want to miss any important videos for your improvement in the future, I highly recommend you to hit that subscribe button and turn your notifications on, baby. What's up, tricksters? Before we start, my name is Charlatano Papito. I'm the all-time Radiant player in Valorant from closed beta and private FPS coach that successfully improved thousands of Valorant players in the last 2 years. And I'm here to improve you as well. Right at the beginning, I need to repeat myself and emphasize that any amount of time that you spend performing any type of training is beneficial for you. But not every routine is going to give you the same results and a high efficiency. When you play one ranked match, you're going to get into a very small amounts of gunfights, retakes, executes, and different scenarios during the course of that game. You will still improve by simply playing the ranked games, or randomly having fun in other game modes, but your speed of improvement is going to be extremely slow, and sometimes you're going to feel like being hard stuck. That is why we do VOD reviews, to improve our decision making and notice our mistakes faster. We use custom servers to practice our utility usage and lineups. We watch other players' content and gameplay to improve our game knowledge, and also that is why we use Deathmatch, aim trainers, and other tools to practice high repetition of different scenarios that we encounter in Valorant. You always need to look at esports like a regular sports. For an example, basketball. Just ask yourself one simple question: can I become a professional basketball player like LeBron James if I just play the game 24/7? And the answer is absolutely no. These professional athletes train for countless of hours, very simple and advanced tasks that they are going to perform in their regular matches. The only way to get on their levels is through high repetition, building good habits, expanding your knowledge and skill every single day. One of the main reasons why you're not improving from hundreds of hours in Deathmatch is because you're playing it on an absolute autopilot easy mode. You're just running around randomly, blasting your audio at 100%, camping enemies around corners with Judge, and focusing yourself on winning a stupid game of Deathmatch. When you're performing any type of training, you want to focus on improvement of your weaknesses and breaching the skill ceiling of your strengths. It doesn't matter how many enemies you kill in a Deathmatch or if you're the best aim lab player alive, if you're not getting a valuable training that we can implement inside of our ranked games. If you start playing Deathmatch in the way that I'm gonna teach you today, I promise you that you will see significant improvements of your overall mechanical skill in a very short period of time. To get the most amount of benefits when you're using this tool for warm-ups or aim training, I highly recommend you to follow these rules. Rule number 1: don't play Deathmatch on autopilot easy mode. If you just want to have fun or warm up your hands, it's completely fine to just pick a Phantom or Vandal and randomly shoot your opponents left and right without any task in front of you or intention to practice. But when you're playing Deathmatch in this way, you're missing the opportunity to practice something meaningful that you're lacking in your overall mechanical skill, and you're kinda wasting your time that you can spend more efficiently. When you hop into Deathmatch, make sure that you're 100% focused on the task in front of you. No phones, no podcast in the background, no girlfriend sitting in your lap, nothing. Just you, different guns, and your enemies. But of course, you can listen to some music to hype you up during the training, and you can find my Spotify playlist in the description of this video. Rule number 2. Practice Valorant gameplay mechanics that you lack the most and build up good habits. Majority of players create and feed a lot of their bad habits when they're playing Deathmatch. They're trying to be extremely snappy with their aim, and engaging enemies in a full crab mode, or just randomly running around and spraying without using 1% of their brain power. Don't be like those boosted gorillas. What you want to do in Deathmatch is gradually focus fixing one or more gameplay mechanics that you want to improve at that moment of time. Right now you can see all of the mechanical skills that you can work on while playing DM. If you notice in your VOD reviews that your crosshair placement absolutely sucks, for around 1 week try to focus yourself on fixing it. Then after 1 week, if you notice that your movement is also terrible, for the second week focus on fixing that problem, while keeping the good crosshair placement habits from the previous practice. Don't overwhelm yourself, and never try to practice multiple things in the same time, because that can be extremely contradicting and even hurtful sometimes. But of course, you should always focus yourself on keeping good habits from previous trainings. I just recommend you to go one step at a time. Rule number 3. No camping is allowed while you're playing Deathmatch. Every single time that you kill enemy from behind or by using some kind of an advantage that is not mechanical, you're practicing absolutely nothing. Your goal is not to kill enemies in easy gunfights, backstabbing them, or camping corners with shotguns. Your goal is to recreate the hardest fights that you'll be taking in Valorant regular matches, or at least the hardest for you at that moment of time. Always keep yourself moving, even if you're practicing defending some position or waiting for enemies to peek you. Perform small movements, strafe shoot your opponents, learn how to properly coordinate your left hand with your right hand, and don't be a sitting duck. And definitely don't be the most hated player in Deathmatch. Rule number 4. No audio is allowed in Deathmatch. Audio is just going to force you into bad habit of waiting or anticipating your enemies with some kind of an advantage. When you're playing Deathmatch without sound, you're making your practice 10 times more beneficial, because you'll be able to focus 100% of your brain on your hands coordination and visual indicators. You will be in the zone of raw aim and mechanical improvement, and also you will have to focus more on proper crosshair placement, clearing all the angles one by one, and when enemies are shooting you from different directions, you will have to react faster with your 90 and 180 degree flicks. Reacting on enemies in ranked matches is going to be much easier when you make your training harder. Also, every single time when you respawn, take a quick look at the minimap and try to memorize where you saw enemies' locations. This is a very good practice to build overall game sense and awareness, as well as keeping more focus on the minimap. Rule number 5. Don't remove crouch button, but don't use it excessively. If you have the bad habit of crouching in every single gunfight that you take, before you even fire the first bullet, or when crouching is not even necessary, it's okay to remove it in order to fix this problem for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But it is much better to make yourself understand when crouching is good and when crouching is bad while you're playing Deathmatch. Crouching is an extremely useful tool to correct your aim or to make gunfights easier, but you need to understand when and how to properly use it. When this video reaches 2,000 likes, I'm going to explain everything that you need to know about proper movement in Valorant, so make sure to leave that like, and also here is one unexpected giveaway for you. One person from the comments will get my exclusive coaching program that consists of 30+ hours of pre-recorded videos that I've never shared anywhere before. These videos will teach you everything that you need to know about Valorant in order to improve your gameplay faster and fix all of your mechanical problems, such as bad habits of crouching. Some of the players that purchased this coaching program even managed to go from bronze to radiant, so there is hope for every one of you that watch Charlatan's content. Down in the comments, tell me why should I pick you as a winner for this coaching giveaway. Rule number 6. Deathmatch is actually a reversed gun game. One of the worst things that you can do when playing Deathmatch is practicing only with one weapon. As I said, that is not going to hurt you, but we want to maximize the efficiency of your training. So what I love to do when I'm playing Deathmatch is after every 2 2 deaths, I switch to some primary weapon that I want to practice. First I start with classic, then after I die 2 times in a row, I switch to the next weapon. These are the weapons that I use to practice in DM, and this is the specific order in which I use them. Once I die with operator 2 times in a row, I repeat this cycle. Some guns are not worth practicing in deathmatch because of different maps, and they rely more on your overall positioning than actual mechanical skill. For an example, I won't practice using Judge or Bucky in DM, that's really stupid. We practice using these weapons in some different ways that I'll explain you in my future live streams on Twitch, so make sure to follow me there as well for some free coaching and radiant solo queue shenanigans. Rule number 7. Record and review your death matches. This is the easiest way to notice your most visible mechanical mistakes, because you'll be repeating them quite a lot in a very short period of time. If you don't know what to improve next in your overall mechanical skill, this is the best way to learn something new about yourself. Because when you're playing Valorant, your brain is fully focused on killing enemies or on some different task. So observing your gameplay from third-person perspective is always beneficial, and something that average players like you never do. Rule number 8. If you're a deathmatch demon, that doesn't make you a ranked god. Valorant is a very complex game, where understanding the proper gameplay is more important than raw mechanical skill. Aim and good mechanics will take you far, but to become the best of the best or a pro player, you need to fix many other problems such as improving your game knowledge, decision making, adaptiveness, team play, communication, mentality, and many other skill sets. Players in ranked matches are sweaty and fully aware. If you kill them in deathmatch, that doesn't mean anything. If you watched any of my gameplay series from Iron to Radiant or my live streams, you will notice that my raw aim is nothing special, and I have on average only around 15 to 20 kills, but I'm still able to win solo queue matches consistently, even against players such as Scream, Tenz and Hiko, because I always make them fight on my own terms and on my playground. Valorant is a very versatile game, and it's very important to understand this. Good aim is just a small portion of your overall gameplay. Rule number 9. Play deathmatch as you're playing your ranked games. What I love to do in DMs is practice taking space or holding bomb sites to stay away from autopiloting and making my training more beneficial. In real matches, you won't be running around randomly and shooting enemies 24/7, obviously. You'll be executing different areas of the map, taking bomb sites, holding some positions, and that is what we want to practice with deathmatch as well. Let's say I'm playing on Pearl and I spawn in mid right here. From this position, I'll try to take A site control from Art, while clearing every single angle with proper crosshair placement and movement that I'll be performing in my regular ranked games. Once I reach the bomb site, I'll practice holding the site as much as I can from different angles, while consistently moving through different positions. Whenever you die on bomb site or while you're trying to take the site control, just repeat this process. So next time, if you spawn in CT area of the map, try to imitate retaking of B site, and once you take control of it, practice defending it. Essentially, try practicing both attackers and defender side positions.
Charlatan, what if you spawn directly on A site?
Then try to go from A site to B site through attackers or defender spawn, and practice fighting in different areas of that specific map. The whole point of this is to recreate the most common tasks that you will be performing in Valorant ranked games. And this covers everything when it comes to properly using deathmatch to improve at Valorant. If you try practicing in this way for just a few weeks, I guarantee you will notice significant improvements in your overall gameplay. But now it's time to improve YouTube's algorithm, so make sure to hit the subscribe button, turn your notifications on, leave a like and comment. Share this video with your boosted or hardstack friends. Check out my twitch.tv/charlatan channel for some live tips and solo queue shenanigans, and join my official Discord server if you want to improve like hundreds of other players with my professional coaching programs. And down in the description below, you can find all of my other social media. I'm yours, one and only, Warden of the Tricksters community. Thank you for watching, and cut, baby!